I spent the whole youth with Whippets. They were my bed sitters, they were my fun. I used to go to dog shows and Whippet racing and coursing. We're going to Crufts to see the dogs, the best looking dogs in the world. And we'll see what the faults of my Whippets are. But I can see what their faults are. I'd have to spend endless hours at dog shows in these sort of wooden cages looking after the dogs. And at coursing, we walked miles and miles and miles over very, very sodden fields. It was a lot of work. Coursing in England is now banned, chasing hares, but they do it anyway with plastic bags. Not the same thing, really. I never quite understood what my mother was doing, but essentially I think she was paying my school fees. And then they got into the Whippet rescue. I'm here at Crufts. I'm here with Lila, who runs the Joanna Russell Whippet Rescue, which she's actually taken over, so it should be called your name now. And it's a lot of work, and it's quite incredible. How many dogs have you rescued over the years?
Personally, I used to have about 30, and so where I lived in Worcestershire. But recently, we've had far less dogs because people are not going back to work after
COVID, and so they can cope.
They can cope. So we've only had 40 this year so far.
I don't think it was 100 in the beginning. I think it was something like sort of probably 10. My aunt decided to open the Whippet Rescue. I would go and help her and sit on the stand and collect money for poor Whippets that had unhappy homes. Joanna Russell was quite a saint. She did this for many, many years, along with a whole other troop of women. She created beautiful homes for the dogs and tried to find them happy, long-lasting people to live with.
Elizabeth Adams, who started it,
yes,
and she used to take some to the Whippets to Lynn Chapman, who then used to pass them on to my mother, Dorrit Mackay.
I remember Dorrit Mackay.
And
she had the most beautiful dogs.
And she then Joanna, I think it said, took it on in the 70s,
yes,
and
right.
Made it a charity. And unfortunately, Elizabeth never knew that it had become a charity. But however, Joanna kept it going, and here we all are.
I mean, here we all are.
50
after all
years.
These years. 50 years. We're doing the 50th anniversary, which I can give you anyway, because they're doing a huge event in Oxfordshire. And so it's going to be quite incredible. They're going to be judging Whippets and all sorts of things.
We're going to have a fun show, and we're going to have a big, I hope, celebration cake. But the main thing is the auction. For people younger who haven't been collecting models for years, I'm going to give quite a lot of mine, because when my children and I go, they will just keep a few. I worked on the rescue store for years, and then my children came along, and they haven't got any Whippets, but they were on the rescue store with Lynn Chapman for a long time.
Great.
Yes.
Have you got a wonderful story about one Whippet that was rescued? What's your favourite story? Can you think of any?
I had a couple come to me probably 20 years ago, and sadly they were getting a divorce, and they were really warring about which should have which dog. They had a pair of Whippets, and in the end they decided to give them to Whippet Rescue, and I was able to find the two dogs a home together rather than splitting them up. We have huge demand for older dogs and older people, my sort of age. And
yes, of course.
They somebody the other day took a 13-year-old. She just wanted a companion. She is unable to move around, but she has a dog walker, and that's wonderful.
Well, that's fantastic,
so we encourage
because
it.
It makes you feel so much better to look after dogs, really. I've got two now. I never had them for 10, 20 years. I thought no, but then I thought there was something in COVID. I thought my mother knew the better way to live. What about racing? Which area of Whippets do you find mostly gets into the rescues? Is it the racing Whippets, or is it?
The racing Whippets are very much themselves. They keep within their circle of friends.
Of course they do.
But there are one or two people who will let us have them.
I've been aware of the Whippet Rescue since I bought my first Whippet, and I've always, paid my subscription to join. And then I was looking for a new adventure. With the COVID, my job was entertainment, and that was stopped. And then I was approached and asked if I would run the store for the rescue. I thought, yes, it's an honour to do it.
Whippets are built for speed. You know, they're very elegant and powerful and muscular. And the bitches should be between 17.5 inches to 18.5 inches. And the boys should be between 19 inches and 20 inches. I think that's the Kennel Club standard. Everybody sticks to that pretty much. The sort of colours that a spaniel is are not allowed for whippets. The sort of myrtle dabbled look.
And how did you meet my aunt?
I met at South Yorkshire Whippet show, and then I'm sure she was judging at Malvern.
Oh, great, probably, yes.
Yeah, and so I thought.
And you won?
Yeah.
I'm so pleased.
Well, we went in the class and there was 35 in the class, so it's very difficult to pick 5 out of 30.
But you got here.
Yeah.
And mine won't get here because she's got a fault, but she's very beautiful, very pretty.
When we have to go all the year to qualify,
Yes.
and it is an achievement to get here.
But Whippet are naughtier than greyhounds. They're smaller, nippier. I absolutely love them. Their characters are fantastic. I have 2 at the moment. Their characters are completely different, but I totally enjoy looking after them. And I hope that you enjoy this program that I'm making in aid of the Joanna Russell JR Whippet Rescue, which is now 50 years old. Anyway, thank you very much.